I'm Angie Miller, and you're watching Idology on TVline.com.
The one other criticism you got this season from the judges, in addition to they got rid of theatricality, and then it was like they kind of wanted you to be changed to the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
I wondered if there were moments you wanted to be like, you know, I don't necessarily even want to play the piano on every song.
Honestly,
did you?
Yeah. I mean, because I think I got pegged as like, you're only good on piano.
Right.
No, I'm not. Like, I promise I can do just as well off piano as I can on piano, and I enjoy being off piano just as much as I enjoy being on piano.
And if you'd been on piano every week, you know that they would have said, like, we need you to shake things up and get off the piano.
Yep.
So top 5 week, I'm assuming you picked I'll Stand By You well in advance of the Boston Marathon bombings, because that was on a Monday, and you've got to record by Saturday. I
actually found out through Twitter. I was like waiting to rehearse for the first time on Monday, and I go on Twitter, just like whatever, and then all of a sudden I see all the pray for Boston, like all these like hashtags, and I'm just like, what the heck? And I looked online and called my mom, and I was like, does this really happen? Like, what? Like, is this for real? And that was a terrible day. I did not want to be there in rehearsals. I just wanted to go home and be with family and friends. I was like, this is for Boston. This song has to be for Boston this week.
This is for my home, Boston.
That was also Divas Week, and you did Halo.
Yep.
You actually went much more modern than most of your competitors, and I also felt like it was an interesting arrangement of the song. Tell me about how you tackled that.
That's a huge song, and it's like one of her most well-known songs. I want it to sound more like me first off. I didn't want the drum set being like, you know, all like tracks and stuff. I want it to be a more organic sound, a more band-like feel, because that's just me. And definitely didn't want to sing it just like her, because I didn't want to be compared to her that week, and I knew it was going to happen. I took it away from Beyonce style just enough, but not too much.
The following week was Contestant's Choice Week, and I think the big question is, why didn't you sing You Set Me Free that week?
I didn't want to rush the iTunes recording of it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't want to have to. I wanted, for this song, it was so important to me, I wanted to have like all the say in the music, all the say in the voice, like do all the background vocals. Like I wanted that to be my song. And I knew that if I did it that week, it would have been extremely rushed and I wouldn't have had a big say in it. So I just didn't want to do it that week for that reason only. Trust me, I wanted to do it.
That's a good reason for not doing it, though.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty, I don't know if everyone knows, but that's a pretty rushed process, right?
Yeah,
like a Saturday morning.
The musical process, we really don't have a huge say in it.
You leave that in their hands.
Yeah, we like tell them what we want, and then they just they master it and make it their own.
That's like leaving your baby for 18 years.
Exactly, yeah. I didn't want to do that.
I liked your arrangement of Diamonds a lot.
Thanks.
There were a few vocal problems at the very end of that song, but I didn't get the judges' criticism of the arrangement because I thought it was cool and different, and you kind of brought the lyrics to life.
And I saw the life inside of your eyes.
I think that's one you'd done prior to the show, correct?
Yeah, I did a YouTube cover of it with my brother and a couple friends, and I feel like in some ways American Idol likes the big note and the big climax, and that song really didn't have that.
Right.
So I think that maybe that's there was no like big wow moment, and
moments, as Randy likes to call them.
It was relaxed and it was chill, and it was just a very acoustic, like beautiful sound to it, and so it was meant to be like that.
At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays.
Speaking of arrangement, I thought the arrangement of Someone to Watch Over Me was very weird. I loved when you started out and it was kind of like a lullaby with just the guitarist, and then the band kicked in and a lot was happening behind you.
Follow my lead. Oh, how I need.
Did you feel that, and did you know that was coming, or?
Yeah, I kind of did. It was hard getting the arrangement of that song right that week for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't explaining it well to the band or something, but that week, yeah, that song was just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, the arrangement was very different than what I imagined it being.
Yeah.
I loved the beginning as well. I loved that it was just like guitar, me, and pretty and simple.
So I'm gonna seek a certain light.
Was it frustrating to not have a Contestant's Choice in top 3 week?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I definitely wanted there to be like an Our Choice, and it started off, we were told like, hey, there will be a My Choice, and we were like, yes, but then it changed really quickly, and it was the Jimmy Iovine choice instead. That week, if there was a My Choice, I almost did my original song that week. If we were able to do My Choice, I probably would have done it.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, it kind of, I mean, I did like my songs though.
It's a sad, sad situation.
That was pretty. That was a gorgeous song. I loved the melody, like Elton John song. That was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Loved that. Maybe it was like another pretty soulful song. Played piano for it. That was cool. And then I loved doing the up tempo. I loved Pink. That was good, but I also would have loved to do My Choice.
Results night, that was tough
Yeah.
to watch. How hard was it to go through that?
Here's the thing, I like told myself if I get voted off, I want to sing the whole song. I want to like sing the crap out of it, and
Right.
I didn't want to cry. I just wanted to like sing it. That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Lights up, a shot in the dark, we get lost.
Cree and Candace right there, like, it was just, we all lost it. I tried. I wanted to sing the whole song all the way through. Tried as best as I could. I sounded terrible, but got through it as best as I could.
The good news for you was that you'd made it to the second to last week of the show, and the final week of the show,
Yeah.
you were still performing because
Yeah.
you had some pretty exciting stuff going down on the Thursday night results
Yeah.
show. Now, I think you knew pretty early on that you were duetting with Adam.
Yeah, I
And
knew.
was Titanium how did you guys come up with
Yeah,
that?
we wanted to like take a song and make it our own, and when I met Adam, we just clicked. Like I feel like I feel like we're very similar in some ways, especially when he was on the show. I feel like we were very similar. We both we both were in a theater, so people pegged us as like the theatrical, dramatic, but we like the kind of rock and
Right.
the strings and piano and so
With big vocal
we just
and-
exactly we just clicked. It was just like we clicked, and when we agreed to Titanium, it was like, hey, let's do this and this and that. Yes, perfect, let's do it. It was just easy and quick, and loved working with him.
Shoot me down, but I won't fall.
You showed a lot of restraint on it to me. There were
Yeah.
places where you could have gone big,
Yep.
but you took it smaller.
And that was purposeful. We meant that.
I am titanium.
At one point, we were like, should we do this whole like crazy thing here and do that and whatever? And we were just like, no, it sounds so good. Like the simplicity of it. It's so good.
And then at what point did you find out that Jessie J was flying over and you were going to have a second duet? Was that pretty last minute? Or?
That was very last minute. I think I found out like a day or two beforehand. And at first it was like, oh, you're not singing your original song. Darn it. Like that stung. Like that was like, oh, it really, that was like the worst news ever. But then they were like, because Jessie J is coming to sing with you. I'm sad and I'm happy and I'm like, what do I feel right now?
Take me down.
I might never be able to sing with Jessie J again, so I just, wow. Like that was like the most amazing thing ever.
There's no assumption that the third place finisher is going to get to have a single or record a song that they
That's
wrote
never happened
themselves.
before.
I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
unprecedented. How did you get that news?
Thursday night I got voted off, and I think it was that night or the next morning, I can't forget which one, I forget which one, but they were like, hey, I'm sorry you got voted off, but we want to record your song and make it your first single and go to the studio for it. And I was just like, yes! Like, and I would actually, like, because I'm off the show and don't have to worry about American Idol stuff that week, I had the time to like have all the say in the song and
Right.
what I wanted to do and since the beginning. So it like worked out perfectly, kind of.
Listening to it, the message of it, it makes me think a little bit about things that teenagers are going through. We
Yeah.
hear about a high suicide rate or kids being bullied into that type of a situation. And listening to those lyrics, it seems very, very personal. Were you
Exactly.
thinking about that sort of larger
Yeah.
thought in your head? Like, what is this going to say to people as they're
Well,
listening
when I
to
was
it?
writing it, I had no idea I would ever be singing on the show or doing any so I didn't think of that. I didn't think about like how people would hear it. No, it was really just like from my heart. And auditions were over, and so auditions happened, and then I wrote it.
Okay.
So it was like, okay, my life could change right now. I don't want to carry all the baggage and all the like stuff I've gone through on my back through this competition. No, I want to be set free, and I want to be able to write a song that lets people know that they can be set free and that their past doesn't have to define them.
I love you for who you are.
I have to ask, what came first, lyrics or music?
Music. Yeah, I'm usually at a piano when I'm writing, and I came up with the whole da 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 da, and like for the longest time I just had that, and I was like, what do I do with this?
Really?
And then the lyrics came eventually, and yeah.
Is it days later? Is it weeks later?
I was playing that for like so long on piano, probably like a week. I was just like, okay. And then one day I was just like, okay, I need to put words to this piano thing. Like I was like, I need to do this, and I think that it took like 2 days to like finish all the lyrics of the song because I was just so like focused on it. I spent a day just like so focused on it.
Do you do a lot of like crossing out and rewriting, or do things just come and they?
Yeah, I think like I think I do the crossing out and rewriting in my head. I'm just like, no, I don't like that, I don't like that, and then I write it, and you know what I mean?
And how much more is there ready for this debut album?
Not complete songs, but I have lots of parts or like choruses or like piano things or lots of parts that I can't wait to start the writing process. Or I've never co-written before. I'd love to be able to work with people and see what they think, and so I'm excited for that process.
And you're going to be a pop rock artist with some Christian overtones, but
sure.
you don't want to be
No.
you don't want to be a Christian artist,
No.
quote unquote. You want to be a pop artist.
I want music
with...
that everyone can relate to, but I know who I'm singing it for.
Gotcha.
That kind of, yeah.
Hi, I'm Allison Brie.
And I'm Joel McHale.
And subscribe to ENT TV.
It's just ENTV for all your entertainment news.
No, it's EENTV.
It's just ENTV, so whatever.
It's ENENTEVE. Unless it conflicts with anything, channel or company we work for. I'm Allison Brie.
Signing off.